Hi, Facebook friends, it's Char, and I am in my office and had some thoughts that I wanted to share with you before I head home. Today is No Makeup Monday, so if you wore makeup today, No Makeup Monday, you're not supposed to wear makeup. Know that tomorrow I'll be in full face gear, but for right now, it's No Makeup Monday. I was listening, one of the things I do in the morning when I get ready is I listen to Audible books, and I listen to them in the car. I'm not one that, when it comes time to slow down and read a book, I fall asleep usually. A physical book will take me months to finish because I just fall asleep. So I'll listen to them on the go. I have my headset in when I'm grocery shopping. And I had one I was listening to the other day, and it's from a gentleman named Jim Rohn. Now, if you don't know him, you got to get to know him because he just puts great stuff out there in the world, and it really feeds my soul. And I was listening to him this morning, and he was talking about if you think of your brain as a factory, and that factory or your brain, you know, it's truly what affects you most every day. Your thoughts are what affects you the most, and that your brain is kind of your life factory, and your thoughts are your currency from the production. And so what are you putting into your brain? What is, and why it's so important to know what you're putting in. So if you are, if you're putting good stuff in, then you're going to get currency out. And why is currency so important? Well, it's just like in our everyday lives that we're living now. We all get up, we go to work, we do things so that we can get paid, because it determines how far you'll go, if you will. It determines the quality of your experience. Are you living a good life? Are you able to give back? Or are you just scraping by? So when you're thinking about your life and you're taking a look around, you really need to just kind of go inward to yourself and look at, if you look at your factory, if you went and bought a car and they're just using junk parts and junk metal to go into this factory, and the end product looks great, but as soon as you get into it, it breaks down. It doesn't really, it's not going to be around very long. It's not going to have much value. But when you're putting good quality and workmanship and craftsmanship into a product, it shows in the end. And so if you look at yourself in your life the same way, and you realize, what am I putting into my brain, and what am I getting out? And the out part, remember, is that currency. And what are your thoughts? So if you're not liking the currency that you currently have, and you kind of want to raise that up, some things that you might visit is, how do you start your day? When you get up in the morning, are you getting up and turning on the news? Are you getting up and reading the newspaper? Are you getting up and feeding yourself? Because those are typically filled with things that aren't good. They're not positive. It's all bad. It's blood, it's war, it's death, it's drama, it's lies. And that's the currency that you're putting into your brain. And so are you in the morning, rather than listening to the news or putting what I consider bad stuff into your brain, why don't you think about reading or listening to things that inspire you? And these things are fuel to the factory. So that's going to up that quality of the material that you're putting into your factory. Because remember, what you put in is what you get out. So if you put trash in, you're going to get trash out. So let me explain a little bit more about that also, is that you also have to pay attention of where the trash is coming from. Because if your best friend comes over and puts trash into your brain, puts trash into your factory, and they love you and they're your best friend, you're still going to get trash out. And think about this. What if your worst enemy, so your worst enemy, somebody that you cannot stand, they're going to give you some of the best golden nuggets actually in your brain that you can come out of, because these are the people who usually challenge us to think differently, and will press your boundaries so that you're going to expand your knowledge and your understanding a little bit more. So even your worst enemy can help create a better currency in your environment. And this is all going to add, it's all going to add to your value. And unlike the real world, where somebody else might be deciding how much you make or when you are going to get your next raise, you are actually in charge. You're in charge of all of this, and that you can start that right now. You can start that right now, tonight, before you go to bed. Instead of watching the news, find something that feeds your brain. Now, you can read about someone who inspires you. You can watch a YouTube video that connects with maybe somewhere you want to go, or something you want to do. And if you've had a bad day, what I'd recommend is for you to watch something that makes you laugh. It's truly the best medicine. And sometimes you can get all three of these in the same video. If you Google Jim Rohns, and it's spelled R-O-H-N on YouTube, you're going to find this man was an amazing motivational speaker. He could make you laugh, and he can also show you where you need to go. And it's great, great material to be putting into your brain. So you guys know what? Tonight, when you go to bed, if you're taking a look around, because it's Monday, we all had to go back to work, or most of us did, and you're not liking where you're at. You know, I can look up in my timeline with Facebook, and it will show you on this day so many years ago. And on my days, I noticed it right around 2009. I started noticing that, you know what, I wasn't going to put negative out in the world anymore. If I'm going to put something on my social media, it's going to be something positive, and it's going to be something that people can benefit from. I'm going to try to leave them better than I found them. And I can see that there was a mind shift, and it was because I was putting better quality things into my brain. And it's the day after day actions that year after year, after you're doing those day after day actions, will really start building that resilience and start making you have a lot more currency. And when you have a lot more currency and you've done all that hard work in yourself, it really shows. So you guys, I hope you're enjoying these videos. I enjoy sharing all of these, and I want you to know, if you've got something you don't have time to read, or you want me to read or watch, please share it, because it just feeds me. I love it. I'll be sharing some more of the audiobooks that I'm listening to, in hopes that you guys love them too. So you guys remember, we're all so very powerful. We all have so many gifts, and we're all connected. So when we're done watching this, go love somebody today. Thanks.